Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 4's Enuff Podcast with your hosts, AB4 and Tracy. It's me. It's the A to the B to the D, UC to the fifth power. Oops, fourth power. I'm so used to saying AB5.
I know.
Speaking of 5, we're going to talk about the PlayStation 5 real fast. How long have we been wanting that? How long has it been out?
November, I think, is when it officially launched, but people were pre-ordering it.
I was just like, I know it's going to be here before Christmas. It's March, people. It's not here. So, I just want to say something to PlayStation and Sony. You can suck my...
Beep, beep, beep.
You need to...
Beep, 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 beep.
You're a...
Beep, 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 beep.
And...
Beep, beep, beep. Exactly.
All right, we are back, but we are back from Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida.
Yes, yes.
We're just going to tell you a little bit about it.
Okay.
Go for it.
We got 5 days worth of tickets and only paid for 2 days worth of tickets. It was a buy 2, get 3 free deal. And we hit Universal first, right?
Correct. And they had that red roller coaster, the
Yes, Rocket
Rip ride, something like that.
Yes.
Shot you straight up, straight down. Pretty fun.
Yeah, we rode it a lot.
Yeah. We had the express passes, which I wouldn't even ever go again if I don't have the express pass. You just went right around, never waited. If you waited, it was a minute, 2 minutes at the most. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, didn't have to wait long at all. Some of the rides had 40 an hour. Harry Potter stuff had hour. Mm-hmm. So that express really saved a lot of time.
Yep. Over at Islands of Adventure, we did the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was a cool roller coaster. Didn't last long enough, but it was a good roller coaster. Right next to it was, what was it called? Doomsday?
Doom's Fall.
Something like that. That was fun.
Old school, but it's a good ride. It's a good little rush.
Then the only other real roller coaster was the Harry Potter, Hagrid's, it's a lot of words. I don't really know Harry Potter stuff. That's more her type of thing.
Yeah, it's not. But the Harry Potter roller coaster that has the motorcycle and the sidecar is what you're sitting in.
Yeah, it was probably 3 times the length of a ride as the rest of the roller coasters, and it was an awesome ride. They don't have an express pass lane. We had to wait close to an hour.
Yeah.
So we only rode it one time.
Yeah, it was probably about 45, 50 minutes that we actually ended up waiting. But the interesting part about it was we walked like a mile and a half from the beginning of, or about a mile from the beginning of the ride till we actually got on the ride. So we walked for about 45 minutes. Of course, social distancing and all that stuff.
Yep. So in 2 days, we have ridden everything.
Yep.
So our 3rd, 4th, and 5th day was just going back and riding the things that we really enjoyed the most, which was what we just talked about.
Right.
The water rides were fun also, though.
Yes.
Jurassic Park River Adventure. Mm-hmm. And then the other one, I have no idea what it's called.
Bluto, Papa, Bluto, Olive Oil, something, I don't know.
You get really wet.
Yeah. And the wet part wasn't the bad part. The cold part that was wet was the bad part.
I also enjoyed, we were staying at the hotel. It's into, I can't think of the word for it. I guess it's like a little universe.
A resort.
Yeah, everything's right there.
Yes. Yeah. It's called a resort.
We took the water taxi. Never had to drive our Tahoe.
We
just left
parked
it
the
parked.
car the day we got there and never drove it until we left.
Yep. Awesome time. I recommend that to anybody.
Yes. Universal was a good place to go. The rides. There are a lot of 3D and 4D rides, which has a screen, and those are fun. And then, of course, it has E.T., which we had forever. They've had forever.
All right, well, let's take a little break. Let's go to our little clip, I'm Not Impressed, where we're actually doing Bill Cosby.
I'm glad we're doing him and he's not doing us.
Hey, it's me, it's Bill Cosby. I want to put my pudding pop in your pudding. My pudding pop.
Boy, I brought you into this world and I will take you out. Want swirl pudding pop?
Who's Bill Cosby?
It's time for the world famous segment, Food versus Food.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for food versus food.
We went all the way to Orlando, Florida. We went to Hard Rock Cafe and Margaritaville. We're going to let you know all about it.
Okay, went to Margaritaville first. We've been to Margaritaville at Myrtle Beach several times. Every time we go, we've been. This was the first time we've been in Orlando, and social distancing.
Time out. What's the one thing Orlando, Florida, Margaritaville was missing that South Carolina has?
The statue of the woman with the big boobs.
Yep. I always like to get my picture made with my head on them. I was disappointed.
And we were really hoping that we would be able to see it because I wanted to get little AB's picture with his head on her boob. But, wah.
Anyway, this is a food segment.
So, we had a great waitress. Their food is good. I had a coconut shrimp. My mom had some kind of shrimp and rice and broccoli and bowl.
And I had the hamburger. And I also had the hamburger at Hard Rock Cafe. So that's what you're going to hear about from me.
Yep.
So Margaritaville's hamburger. Not too bad. French fries. It was just okay. Now, let's talk about Hard Rock Cafe. Now, how many times did we eat there?
3 times. Over 6 days. 3 times in 6 days.
Are you telling me I had the hamburger 3 times in a row?
You know you did. And the fries.
Okay. So I guess you know the winner is...
Hard Rock.
Yeah, the food was way better. Margaritaville in South Carolina is better than the one in Orlando, Florida.
Agree.
Hard Rock Cafe is about like I expected.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you what about Hard Rock. Their fries were really good. A lot of places want to do these steak fries, or sometimes their fries are soggy or whatever. Their fries were really cooked well. I don't eat a lot of fries, and I ate their fries every time I was there.
Now, Hard Rock is the winner in this Margaritaville versus Hard Rock. But as you just heard, I ate a lot of hamburger. And the best hamburger on the whole place was Finnegan's, bar and grill or
Yeah.
pub and grill?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was good.
Cool place. We ate there twice. They also had an Italian restaurant, but that's not our thing, so we didn't go there.
Hey, speak for yourself.
All right, AB, it's time to talk about your fights. And I don't really care about this subject.
Okay, as you can tell, Tracy's gone and I'm here. She doesn't really care about the subject matter, so I'm going to talk to you about it. We're going to talk about Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. We're also going to talk about the co-main event, Frank Mir versus Antonio Tarver. All right, let's talk about the main event. Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. Okay, Jake Paul has beaten KSI's brother. Seems like he beat some other YouTuber guy. And then he fought Nate Robinson, the former NBA slam dunk champion. He absolutely smoked that guy. So now he's looking for more of a challenge. Wants to fight a real fighter. Okay? Enter Ben Askren. Ben Askren is a real fighter. Ben Askren is not a boxer. Being a real fighter will serve him well. He has a good chin, a big old head. He's going to take some punishment. But I think he'll be able to take the beating, but he's not going to win. Jake Paul wins this fight by decision. Ben Askren's looking to make it ugly. Dirty boxing possibly. A lot of hugging. But I don't see him outboxing Jake Paul. Now, the co-main event. This is what sold me for, I'm going to actually buy this pay-per-view. Frank Mir versus Antonio Tarver. Wow. I mean, it's like a dream matchup for me. Frank Mir, former UFC champion. He's known for his groundwork, great jiu-jitsu. I mean, just a huge man. Later on in his career, his boxing really came along. So if Tarver's thinking Mir can't box because he's a jiu-jitsu guy, they need to watch a little tape. Mir is not a pushover. He doesn't have the skill level as an Antonio Tarver. Frank Mir is actually younger than Tarver. He's bigger than Tarver. And he's going to beat Antonio Tarver. Antonio's probably rusty. Frank Mir is not to be overlooked. So there you have it, guys. I'm picking Jake Paul and Frank Mir. Let me know what you think. All right, we're going to talk a little bare knuckle fighting championships now. First off, go download the app, BKTV. It's got everything you need. It goes right to your TV. The pay-per-views, it's like, what, $4.99 a month? And that might be high. It might be like $2.99 or $3.99. I don't even know. It's cheap. Download it. It's worth it. BKFC's next event is March 19th. A main event of Leonard Garcia versus Joe Elmore. Also Reggie Bennett, a staple of the promotion. He's also on the card. It's not the biggest main event ever. It is a guaranteed barn burner. Garcia and Elmore both bring it. And that's the thing about bare knuckle fighting championship. Every fight, I mean, just about every fight is an awesome fight. Bare knuckle is the future of combat sports. I'm the biggest mixed martial arts fan you'll find. UFC, Bellator, whatever. I keep up with it all, but it's all seeming a little less interesting with bare knuckle around. I love it when they bring in boxers and MMA fighters against each other. It's not boxing versus MMA. It's like a different sport, man. It's just awesome. Again, their next event is March 19th. And download that app, BKTV. All right, so my dog actually went out and her stomach exploded. And I was trying to tell Tracy, and she was on the phone. She wouldn't listen. so I didn't get to tell her. And a little bit of time passed, and I mean, it only been a few hours. It's not like we weren't going to take the dog out, but we both walked into the house, and she crapped all over the floor, diarrheaed on the floor.
It stunk so bad, and you could tell where it had splattered on the floor and shot out of her butt. And it was watery, and it smelled like a dead skunk ate a possum and pooped it out.
And it looked like she'd been eating grass.
Grass. There were grass blades in there.
It looked like vomit.
It looked like vomit, and I don't know that I've ever smelled anything so foul in my life.
Oh, I have. One time.
Don't you dare!
One time when I was asleep.
Don't you dare!
Who we talking about?
Okay, so everybody's heard the story of Gorilla Glue Girl. And I'm not going to really say a lot about this. I think it was sad. I think it was unfortunate. It was very stupid. And
Let me cut you off for a second. Do you remember? No. Actually, I was listening to Fighter and the Kid the other day, and they said a guy was like, I don't really believe all this hype of the Gorilla Glue. And he put it all into like a red cup and put it on his face. And that's the picture you saw of him in the hospital was a cup on his face. And he said they had to cut off like some of his lip to get it off.
oh, jeez. Okay. Dumb.
Meaning me and her and I, and AB5 are going to the shipyard. What is that, you ask? Well, it's this great facility where my son's going to go play some baseball. What do you think about the place?
It is in Mount Pleasant, Charleston, South Carolina. And it's basically baseball fields on an island type of situation based off of the pictures. We've never been, but we've seen a lot of pictures, and we know a lot of people that have gone and played there. So I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah. You know, this one time when I was asleep, and well, we're going to have fun at the shipyard.
All right, AB, let's take a break and do your segment, Talking to Cameo.
Welcome once again to Talking to Cameo. Today we're talking to Jake Strain. Jake is making his name on Instagram. He's a rapper, a comedian, and now he's trying his hand at Cameo. Let's get into this and talk to Jake.
4's Enuff Podcast.
Jake, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, my man. One thing about this show, we love food. Always talking food. Can you tell us your favorite meal?
My favorite meal is probably tacos.
Tacos it is. I'm not much on tacos myself. Let me tell you what I do love. I love watching fights. There's a big fight coming up, a boxing match. Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. Who you got?
I don't know, man. I don't know about Jake Paul or Ben Askren. I have no fucking idea, man.
Okay, I can't fault you there. You must don't really like fighting. But how about this question? What's the craziest cameo request or cameo adventure that you've had so far?
Funny story to tell you real quick is that I almost had a streak of 200 on Cameo, and I got a little bit sick, so I was unable to do some cameos, and now my Cameo ratings are a lot down, so I'm not really that good at Cameo.
Jake, my man, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Please plug your social media.
My social media is definitely Jake Strain Music, verified, all that, tap in, yes sir.
And we'll see you next time on 4's Enuff. All right, quick TV review. We watched a new show called Keenan. which had Keenan in it. The other dude from Saturday Night Live, and Don Johnson.
Yeah.
All right. First off, I'm always pumped for a new sitcom.
Yeah.
I like Keenan. I like the other dude from the Netflix show where he was getting cannabis.
Okay.
And Don Johnson, of course, well, he's Miami Vice.
Right.
So I was excited. We start watching it. I mean, it's got a little bit of potential, but it's just silence. When there's supposed to be an audience or a laugh track, it's just quiet.
Yes, and I felt, while it has a good story, it felt a little dull and forced humor.
Well, that's kind of Keenan.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to make it. I think I'll give the second episode a shot.
I won't.
But I don't know if we're going to keep watching.
I'm not going to watch it. I probably won't watch the second episode.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give it a shot to see how it's different from the first. Because the pilot, they're trying to introduce you. So I'm going to give the second one a shot and we'll go from there.
But I have been watching Young Rock, and it rocks.
Yeah, young.
We got the 10 most viral stories of 2020. Number 10, money and COVID. What's that mean?
When COVID came, prices went up.
Exactly. Number 9, a podcast team make an interesting find.
Oh yeah, this is where that crazy woman.
It wasn't us, and it wasn't her when she's talking about crazy woman.
That crazy woman, Colt, Mom, Lori, whatever, lunatic. Her children were missing, and she lied at where her children were, and somebody saw a satellite and could tell on the ground that the ground had been disturbed, and that's where they found the kids buried at.
Interesting. Number 8. Eviction notice goes viral.
Oh yeah, this was some crazy stuff. She got an eviction notice because she had made some suicidal comments or something, and I think they were saying legally she could be evicted over mental health, but ethically people typically don't do that.
Number 7, panic buying.
Oh, people going out and buying all the toilet paper and all the cleaning supplies and all that stuff. But here's the thing. We're a year into this, and there's still some things that aren't available, and people are still buying like crazy. They are available, but they're being bought up.
Is that where the PS5s are? Them mother.
Beep.
Number 6, Costco and others make a mask policy.
Yeah, so this was, again, a 2020 story, and they made you wear a mask before, I guess the states or the government made it a guideline.
Number 5, protests turned into violent riots.
I'm not going to talk too much about that.
Number 4, the monoliths.
Monoliths. Oh my gosh. Okay, so these metal things are showing up in the middle of somewhere and then they disappear.
I know for a fact, I remember this, and I remember saying, well, come on, dude. Somebody's putting it there.
Okay, if you are a Marvel's fan, there was an entire season that had monoliths in it, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What's that mean?
There was a TV show. A TV show. Did I say that? A TV show that had a whole storyline dealing with these things, and then this comes out afterwards. Somebody's copying the TV show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't watch those nerd shows.
Well, if you
Harry
did,
Potter stuff.
you would say, not Harry Potter, Marvels.
Number 3, massive dust cloud.
Yeah, the Sahara Desert was basically in the sky, floating across the USA, and there was dust everywhere.
We didn't really get too much of it. We
No.
might have, I don't know.
No.
Number 2, Dad sings national anthem.
Yeah, so they were at a maybe a basketball game.
That's
I
what it
think.
looked like. Maybe a high school, middle school game.
And I guess they didn't have anybody to sing the national anthem, or they weren't going to play the national anthem.
Or it just wouldn't work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, he ends up singing the national anthem, and he could sing. Dude could sing.
And the number 1 story, cougar stalks man. Wait, it's not her stalking me. No, we're not talking about that. What are we talking about?
A cougar, a cat.
So it stalked a man. How many miles? I mean, it was miles. It was either 6 miles. It
Yeah.
had to be. That has to be wrong. 6 minutes, whatever it was. It was a good little ways until he finally picked a rock up, threw it, and the cat
Scared
ran
him
off.
off.
And he filmed it the whole way.
Yeah.
He's like, I might die, but I'm gonna get some views.
Right. I'm going viral.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.